Welcome. Welcome. Thank you. On our show tonight, Professor Anthro and Dr. Mei Ling, who are going to talk about Chapter 12, The Origin of the State. Professor Anthro, can you explain for us what state-level societies are like?
State societies involve large differences in status, power, wealth, and privilege. These societies differ markedly from earlier forms of social organization associated with foraging economies.
Do state societies involve a division of labor?
Yes, it is rather pronounced, with various specialists supported by a mass of ordinary citizens who provide them with the food necessary to sustain them, and the labor necessary for their projects.
Sounds like you're saying that, although modern states generally do not draft their citizens for a work-hour war, they share other similarities. They are stratified, their people pay taxes, and ordinary citizens work a lot harder than foragers ever did.
Yes. A state is a form of social and political organization that has a formal, central government and a division of society into classes.
Were chiefdoms precursors to states?
Yes. Chiefdoms had privileged and effective leaders, called chiefs, but they didn't have the sharp class divisions that characterize states. With the emergence of food production, chiefdoms developed in many parts of the world.
Why was that?
Food production came to be able to support larger and denser populations, and new systems of political authority arose to manage regulatory problems. As each society's population grew, and its economy increased in scale and diversity.
What factors contributed to the formation of states?
Multiple factors, taking effect over a long period of time, contributed to the formation of states. Because these differ in importance, depending on the state you're talking about, the causes of state formation are generalized rather than universal.
I see. Could you talk about some of the generalized factors?
Certainly. They are 1. Hydraulic systems, 2. Long-distance trade routes, and 3. Population, war, and circumscription.
What are hydraulic systems, and how do they figure into state formation?
In certain arid areas such as ancient Egypt or Mesopotamia, states submerged to manage systems of irrigation, drainage, and flood control. However, hydraulic agriculture by itself is neither a sufficient nor necessary condition for the rise of states.
Did all states have hydraulic agriculture?
Not at all. There are many societies with hydraulic agriculture that are not states. And many states developed without hydraulic agriculture.
My understanding is, water control increases agricultural production, which may fuel population growth.
Indeed. Having a larger population requires a political system able to regulate interpersonal and intergroup relations as well as the means of production. Not to mention the fact that taking responsibility for the upkeep of vital waterworks can increase the prestige of state officials.
Let's talk about long-distance trade routes. Some researchers believe that states emerged at strategic locations in regional trade networks.
Indeed. But remember, like hydraulic agriculture, long-distance trade is neither a sufficient nor a necessary condition for the rise of states.
What about the role of population, war and circumscription in state formation?
Robert Carnero's influential theory for state formation incorporates 3 factors working together, instead of a single cause.
I didn't know that.
According to Carnero, wherever and whenever environmental circumscription, or resource concentration, increasing population, and warfare exist, state formation will begin.
What is circumscription?
Physically circumscribed environments include small islands, river plains, oases, and valleys. Social circumscription exists when neighboring societies block expansion, emigration, or access to resources.
This theory explains many, but not all, cases of state formation. For instance, it seems to explain state formation in the Andes.
I see.
Highland Papua New Guinea has environmental circumscription, warfare, and increasing population, but the region has never been host to a state.
Chiefdoms and states do not inevitably arise from increased food production, and there are chiefdoms that never developed into states, as there are foragers who never fully adopted food production, even though they had the knowledge to do so.
I'm pretty sure it had nothing to do with space aliens.
Next time, we'll talk about the attributes of states. Until then.